Morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Devotion. Our reading this morning comes from Mark chapter 13, Jesus' famed Olivet Discourse, when he delivers a powerful prophetic vision. As Jesus was leaving the temple, one of his disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what massive stones! What magnificent buildings! Do you see all these great buildings?" replied Jesus. "Not one stone here will be left on another. Every one will be thrown down." As Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him privately, "Tell us, when will these things happen? And what will be the sign that they are all about to be fulfilled?" Jesus said to them, "Watch out that no one deceives you. Many will come in my name, claiming I am he, and will deceive many. When you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in various places and famines. These are the beginning of the birth pains." This is a powerful prophetic vision that is fulfilled both in the immediate future relative to the disciples who were hearing it, but also in the eschatological future. And so it has significant value for both these disciples, but also for us who are following him today. So first of all, this vision was fulfilled in 70 AD, within 40 years of when Jesus first delivered it, when General Titus laid siege to Jerusalem and burned the temple and all of Jerusalem down to the ground. But it's also going to be fulfilled in the eschatological future, what we're looking forward to, when Jesus returns with all of heaven's angels to consummate his Father's kingdom on earth. And so it has significance for us and how we live. And that gets to like the pastoral intent of why Jesus gives us this prophetic vision of the future. It's not to create a cool premise for a book series or a sensationalized movie script, and it's not to make us anxious, fearful, or to have endless debates and controversial discussions about it. It's to ground us in God's present reality in the midst of tribulation, to give us confidence and to give us hope amidst hard times. I want to highlight four things in particular. It's meant to give us perspective, perseverance, to protect us, and a preparedness of heart. Number one, perspective. In verse 8, Jesus says, "These are the beginning of birth pains." This is so important because birth pains are something really painful that you experience because the muscles are contracting, but it's a pain that is bringing something beautiful and bringing new life into the world. And so those birth pains are like famines and wars and pandemics and racial injustice and tribulation. These tribulations are things that God uses to bring forth his kingdom reality. And that gives us a perspective. These things are not signs that God has abandoned us. They're signs that God is doing something significant. He doesn't cause them, but he's using them. Number two, that gives us the capacity for perseverance. Verse 13, it says, "Everyone will hate you because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved." God gives us this prophetic vision so we don't lose heart and become disheartened and discouraged, because the tribulations aren't a sign that what God has done in our life, what God is doing in the world, is lost and forsaken. It's a sign that God is in our midst and his best hour is upon us. And so we can persevere and have hopeful anticipation. Thirdly, protection. Verse 22, it says, "At that time, if anyone says to you, 'Look, here is the Messiah,' or 'Look, there he is,' do not believe it, for false messiahs and false prophets will appear." In times of tribulation, voices are going to arise. They're going to want to interpret the tribulation in a way that isn't in line with God's perspective, to give us false comfort, to agitate us, to create false alliances so that we can find security. All that is part of what Jesus wants to protect us from. And he wants to call us to be even more attentive to his voice. So protection. But fourthly, preparedness. Verse 33, "Be on guard, be alert. You do not know when the time will come." Perspective, perseverance, protection, and preparedness. God gives us this picture of the future to prepare our hearts to be spiritually alert, to cause us to draw in and press in and to seek God, knowing that God is in the midst of the tribulation. We don't need to be afraid. but we can be full of hope and expectancy that the best is yet to come. God bless you. Have a good week.